Are you an indie podcast or content creator looking to reach a wider audience? Look no further. Introducing Podcastic, the ultimate podcast network designed exclusively for indie creators like you. At Podcastic, we believe in the power of unique voices and fresh perspectives. We're here to amplify your passion and creativity, connecting you with a growing community of engaged listeners who crave original content. Podcastic is more than just a platform. It's a support system built for indie podcasters, offering a range of resources to help you succeed. From tailored promotional campaigns to professional production assistance, we're here to help you shine. Our intuitive platform makes it easy for you to be seen and heard. We do all the heavy lifting for you. You just show up and create. Plus, with our advanced analytics, you'll gain valuable insights into your audience's preferences, allowing you to refine your content and grow your fan base. Ignite your passion, expand your reach, and thrive with podcasting. Visit our website at www.podcasticlife.com to get started. Podcastic, the home for indie podcasts and content creators.
I pray that my love for you is bigger than what my parents have.
So you must be my daughter's new friend?
Candy, let me ask you a question.
Oh, so this him? This the man that comforts you more than me?
Mama, all men ain't like daddy.
That's not fair!
Rise and grind, wanna show at 9:15 a.m. Monday through Friday, great conversation, guest appearances, 'cause you experience us on the cusp of blowing up. Boom. Wake up, wake up. Rise and grind, morning show.
Good morning.
Oh no, you're not opening up nothing. Welcome to the Rise and Grind Morning Show. And take Harriet Tuckman off the camera.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's your girl, Lake B everywhere, and we are here on the Rise and Grind Morning Show on this Tuesday. I am so happy to be here, especially if Miles decides to quit today. It's going to be the best day ever. Not only is it going to be 82 degrees, but everybody's going to smile and be on their best behavior. What do you think about that? Introducing my co-host.
Okay.
How you doing today?
I want all y'all in jail. Y'all gonna be eating doodle on Pelican Bay.
Nobody knows what you're talking about.
That was all right.
At your age, not your age.
Anyway, welcome to the Rise and Grind Morning Show. This is what we do every Monday through Friday. You know what time it is. 9-ish to 11-ish. Whenever we get started, that's when the dilly party happens. LaShawn Johnson, somebody got their phone on. Turn that radio down. LaShawn Johnson said, I can dig it, love muffins. Okay. She must be talking about you.
I am like a muffin. I'm sweet and gooey on the inside.
That's nasty.
That's not nasty. It's preferred.
You get salmonella with that.
No, you don't.
Yes, you can.
You got to really stop putting out misinformation.
Okay. Anyway, we just say, you good? What the hell are you doing, lady?
We clocking it.
Okay.
We clocking it.
I know. I guess we got two guests in the building today. We ain't gonna introduce them yet, but today I got State Gas Station Chronicles. I thought I left my car running.
Like a dumb and somebody took it.
No, nobody want that. I said, whoa, Chanie, whose side you on?
she on the side of the person who thought about stealing your car and decided not to.
And Brittany Crenshaw says, good morning, y'all.
Good morning, cuz.
Oh, that's your cousin.
Love you, cuz.
Love you, cuz. Okay, good morning, good people. Good morning, Rhea. Rhea, today me and this thing gonna be on our best behavior today because we got guests.
We do have guests.
Yeah, we do have guests.
But so you left your car running. I wish you would stick to the story, okay? We can see y'all there. Good mornings. Good morning, everybody. We're happy to be here. Stick around and engage. Maybe we'll really get around to the story. So at the gas station, you left your car running.
I ain't leave my gas running. My car running at the gas station. I was at home. I see my neighbor here. It had the door open, right? So I went in. And I went into my house. I just chilled for a minute. And I fell asleep. So I had to go to the gas station this morning because I ran out of gas out damn near. I slept for like an hour and a half. And my gas, I was like, I just filled it up.
Now, that's a good testament to the city of Detroit because you can be in your neighborhood, you can leave your car running and nobody took it.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of us.
I was like, where in the hell is my keys? Right? I went up to the car like, that's okay, I'm done. So I went to the gas station.
That's what you get for putting out $8 every time you go to the gas
I
station.
actually filled up this past weekend.
No, sure you did.
That's why, lady, nobody like you. Today, we'll get straight to the topic so we can introduce our guests because this is a topic Lake really need to focus on.
This is a topic that's going to be important to all of us. Not only do I need to focus on it, but I think everybody that's listening.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Should be concerned. So we want to talk all things health today.
All things health,
You know, so you guys know the number. You call in as the conversation gets going. You can share your health issues, your health accomplishments, or you can ask any questions.
Okay. So
and that number is
810-560-0658. That's 810-560-0658. I want to introduce one of our first guests. Ladies first, so I'm sorry you had to hold on, Mr. May.
He made us hold on.
Yeah, he made us hold on.
He was late than him. The morning show isn't important.
Like the morning show, but he was
Robert
here.
Real, he was on time.
Well, yeah, right. He was
for me, not
he
so
was
much.
Here. He was here 20 minutes early with Robert Real.
Oh, that's amazing. I guess he took it off of our interview.
Yeah.
So the lady is in the house.
Yes, her name is, I want to call her doctor, but she said don't call me doctor yet. Her name is Debora Curtis. Debora Curtis, how you doing today?
I am wonderful. I'm so excited to be here with you all this morning.
So I'm going to take a leap and say that you are a proud lady of Alpha Kappa Alpha Fraternity Sorority Incorporated.
Yes, we'll get
the bracelet. No, not me.
No, I'm looking
I'm like only to pick my nose. Like I ain't trying to get jumped on.
Right.
Like it'd be so pretty. Like wait a minute, this she
beat her ass on camera.
I saw the gentleman. He saw. I know he's D9 because I saw him. He threw it.
Okay.
Okay. What is that, Alpha?
They throwing gang signs in here, y'all. Call the police. Miss Curtis is here to talk about her program. She have an event this Thursday coming up, and also she do weight loss. It's a weight loss clinic, right?
Mm-hmm. It's considered a med spa, yes.
Yeah, med spa. Okay, that's what's up.
So real quick before we get into it, say horrible breaking news. They introduced a bill that banned online porn in Michigan.
What?
Now it's time to march. Look, go to save the videos now. Screenshot them. So wait a minute. So we can get back to that because that is a health issue for a lot of people. But so you have a weight loss clinic or a spa? Mm-hmm. So what does that entail?
What it really is, I mean, we do several things up there. Again, we just up in the same building, just on the second floor, room 227, suite 227. Remember 227? Right?
Yeah.
Anyway, so yes, what it is we help people lose weight. We help people be healthy. I've been a nurse for a long time, 30 years, nurse practitioner for the last 10 years. Okay. And I have gotten, again, just advanced training in obesity back in 2017. So this is before Ozempic became a big deal. Okay. And it is a big deal. It really is a help for a lot of people. And again, a lot of times people think that you can lose weight and don't have to do anything else. And for one, a gentleman here's a testimony, you still have to make lifestyle changes.
Right.
You know, we do a lot of GLP-1s. That's I have my picture as well. I lost weight. I lost about 35 pounds. So that's nothing compared to his 200, but it is when you want to lose some weight.
Right. So since you introduced the gentleman that's over here texting, are they okay? They cool? They all right?
You got them lined up outside.
They lined up?
You got them lined up outside.
So we have Mr. Colin Mays right here. Let's clap it up.
Colin Mays.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. So as our guest over here, Miss Curtis mentioned that you lost some weight.
Yes, I did.
And how much do you mind sharing with the audience?
My total weight loss was 224 pounds from when I had started to completion.
Now, I know you have a platform and you wrote a book and it say Losing for Good. Is that part of your journey with the weight loss? That's what's covered in this book right here?
Absolutely. Losing It for Good, the ultimate guide to men's better health and wellness. There you go. Thank you. You covered my face too. Thank you. The ultimate guide to men's better health and wellness. It really does detail my story specifically for men but really black men, to talk about health, mental health, physical health. Everything goes into trying to be preventative of diabetes, hypertension, high blood pressure, everything that goes into really trying to reduce stress, and of course getting our weight down. I was 419 pounds, my heaviest.
Really?
Ooh. Yes, 419 pounds.
So when you were larger, did you have concerns or did you have any issues with diabetes, hypertension, and things of that nature?
I was, of course, pre-diabetic. I mean, when you're that size, I'm 6'5", so, I didn't really feel like I was 400 plus pounds, but when I stepped on the scale, and I'll actually never forget, I went to the doctor September 9th, 2016. I went to the doctor for the first time in 2.5 years, and I stepped on the scale and I saw 419, and I... Damn! Pretty much. And there's the before and after, yeah.
Oh, he was so cute, though.
Before and after,
Cute
before and after.
Okay.
I hold
Get
it
it
down
right,
anyway.
huh?
I hold it down no matter what.
Look, I don't know, man. You ever saw Ghostbusters?
Yeah.
You remember the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man?
Oh,
that's what you look on the left side.
In a suit.
In a suit, though.
And sweet.
He's cuter, but he feels better.
He's cute, but he feels better. So, and so I was going to say, when you're helping guest Debora, how do you change their lives? Have you seen like an internal change?
Oh my God, yes. It starts there.
Yeah.
To get to the point that you say, you know what, I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to lose weight. Because people think that even with the GLP-1s, the weight that I lost was 35.
What is the GLP-1s?
GLP-1s, I'm sorry. That is the weight loss medication that they've talked about the last couple of years.
Okay.
And what that is we'll go over the Ozempic, the Zepbound, the Moderna. They were all pretty much was considered semaglutide and tirzepatide. And that's what I did. And that's what I did along with that. And people always say, well, you cheated, you took the wrong. No, it's a tool. It's not what you're going to do forever. And like with the name of his book, is that what I do is teach people how to lose and lose it for good.
Right. So one of the things that has always been a concern of mine when you're using certain things that are helpful, have you found any health what's the word I'm looking for? Like that cause any health issues?
Yes.
Any side effects?
There's side effects to any medications that you have, but even the good medications that we need. When you have chemotherapy, if you have cancer, if you're hypertensive, there's side effects to both. It's just knowing what to do and alleviate those side effects.
Right.
And that's one of the biggest things I work with doing as well.
So you did this naturally?
Yes, I did it naturally. I did it before Ozempic was a thing, and I did it without any surgery. Now I don't say that to gloat, of course. That's
sound like
difficult.
It sounds like you're bragging.
But you can brag.
With that later. I'll help you with that. Even though you've been cooking me all morning, I'll still help you with that. I'm such a gentleman.
I appreciate it.
Throw a jacket on the floor. Just throw it on the floor.
Why would he do that and step on it?
Right.
But what physical, not only physical, but emotional or spiritual change did you feel on the inside?
So when I started my exercise program, I started changing my diet. The first day I went to the gym, it was a Planet Fitness that was like maybe 2 minutes away from where I lived, and I'm all about saving money, so I got that $10 a month membership. Don't play with me. And I just couldn't get past 12 minutes on the treadmill, so I quit. And a couple weeks went by. Like I had wrote down everything I wanted to accomplish by the time I was 40. And I just shoved it in my drawer. A couple weeks goes by. I find that list again, and it reinvigorated me. So I actually transitioned to the elliptical. The elliptical is something I still do to this day.
Oh, my God.
Right, because that's what you were doing when you were late for the show, right?
Well,
because I heard you say last night, ain't no lake more important than my elliptical. Somebody go, oh, that's not what it was saying. I thought it was something like that. You say, I missed a meeting for my elliptical.
Hey, listen, health is wealth. Health is wealth.
So on the... That's true. You already seemed like you had confidence, right?
Yes, for sure. As I got older,
you light skin, you gonna have some confidence. You got that Drake apparel, Go ahead, brother. I'm sorry.
I typically get Trevor Noah a lot. I get Trevor Noah.
I see that.
I get Grant Hill sometimes, but typically Trevor Noah.
Grant Hill retired, man.
He's gone. Yeah, he's washed. Yeah. But
he ain't me.
But
he ain't make that fly. Go ahead.
But definitely, the elliptical and really just changing my diet. I'll say this too. Something we don't practice enough is fasting. And I'm sure you can attest to this as well.
That's a good one as well.
Our body is meant to fast. We can't think of it like a test. You know, we can't cram everything in the night before and expect to do well. I mean, maybe sometimes that might work, but for the most part, you know, you need time to process. Your brain has to process. Your body has to process what you did the day before.
Now, intermittent fasting, 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. I mean, a lot of people don't know how to properly fast.
Intermittent fasting, I mean, like, again, he probably knows because he's done it for sure. But it can be in intervals. Because oftentimes they'll say like an 8-16, they'll say a different enough than 120, but then a 24-hour period of time. But oftentimes, too, I tell people to do it with what works for you. You know, you may say stop, because if you work a certain shift, you know, if you start at this one time, you're going to be done by 7 o'clock, you're not going to get your time in at that time. It's just figuring out what time works for you. And you eat when you're hungry.
Now, I'm going to ask both of you guys this. How do you feel about meat?
You know, I'm fine. I have chicken every day, so I'll have chicken with lunch. Like I'll have chicken and vegetables with lunch.
Like steaks and burgers.
Real meat is not as bad for you as they make it out to be. And what I do as well, it is because I also do
bullshit.
Again, you mentioned fasting, but also I practice integrative medicine.
Okay.
Because you have Western medicine that, and I'm thankful for all the doctors I've been trained with and worked with out there, so I don't want to say anything against them, but a lot of times they teach you, not just the doctors, but the community overall, take a pill. You have this, take a pill. You take this, take a pill. They talk about meat. Well, meat has a lot of vitamins in it. A lot of vitamins that you can't get with a lot of other things. And so meat isn't as bad as what they make it out to be. Now, what is bad is some of the additives they put in the meat.
Right.
So now when you buy meat, you need to make sure that you're finding some things that's farm raised or great. You know, just they're not up on all these.
But how can you trust them in the whole?
Well, no, you asked me a little further than my page. Because that is a whole nother area.
The reason that I ask that because we come to find out the whole food program that we was raised on.
Oh my goodness, that's
right? It's a big lie, right? And the things that we have been taught is a complete lie for us. Cancer, right? Processed meat has a lot of collagen, carcinogens in it, and they don't tell you that. And this is made by the American Cancer Society. It tells you need to be the four food groups, but they said the number one leading causes of cancer is processed meat.
Right.
In
processed food, and it says it right there on their website. But then they tell you it's okay to eat a sandwich.
But
it's okay for you to eat bacon, and that's a lie.
No, it's never a lie to tell anybody that it's a lie to tell people that it's not okay to eat bacon. No, and I'm happy for you, Tyler, that I don't eat bacon. No one asked, but bacon is key.
No, it's not.
No, bacon is the best.
Bacon would kill you.
Yeah.
I'm just not a bacon fan. Now, pancakes, when you guys had the pancakes, it took everything in me to say no. I want you to know that. Everything in me, because I love pancakes.
But wait, you know that
pancake. We see you eat one pancake.
I had to say no. I couldn't do it.
Is it because of your journey?
Well, mainly because I just got back from vacation. I was eating pretty bad.
Okay.
Like a slob, I'll tell you that. So I had to clean that up.
Okay. Well, we appreciate the $5.
But I'll say this. You're welcome.
No, you go ahead.
But I'll say this too. Another big thing, and I know that I'll get some support from my fam over there.
That's
fam. Water.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I was just gonna ask, like,
what's
the
that
first
right there?
step.
You got to throw that out.
Don't worry about me.
I'm saying you coming for me earlier. I got to get you back there.
It's orange juice.
Throw it out.
That is so important.
It got a lot of ice in it, so it can water down the sound.
Throw it out.
It's so important. It's so important.
Water. So what you guys feel is the first step to changing your health?
First of all, knowing how important your health is. It's hard to change to something if you don't realize how important it is. And you find a lot of people that have been through significant changes in health, and you find them to be very diligent. People, unfortunately, have been through cancer. You see them now; they're like him. They're working out all the time. They do it because they know how difficult it can be once you lose that thing that's important. But just really having that idea of really wanting to do it. And that's in a sense, so it's helpful to have community, and that's part of what I do with my group, is I have community with different things that we do, because even with, I know I go back to the GLP-1s, I don't want to be stuck on that, but they tell you, oh, well, you shouldn't do that, or you need a support system, because some people I've had come to me, They don't know. They may not tell their spouse. They may not tell their children, because you get other people saying, "Well, don't do that.
Right.
Why you don't do that? Don't do that. You don't know." It's a game changer. It's a game changer for a lot of people. Again, when I lost my weight in 23, I lost my weight in 2023, and this is one of my pictures right here. And and I didn't take as long as he did, because of course I didn't do the medication.
Can I show the audience?
I did do that. That's one of them. And that took me 3.5 months. So I lost my pounds in 3.5 months. And they oftentimes say that once you get on the medication that you have to be on it for life. But that's a lie. Because again, that was 23. I stopped the medication in 23, and I've not been on it since then. But again, it's to be a lifestyle change.
Right.
A lot of things, what he mentioned, you have to be able to take that in and do it for life. Not that you can't still enjoy life. You still want to eat some of the things you want. You still got birthdays. You still have different things that you want to do. And, birthdays, vacations, like he did. He splurged a little bit on vacation.
Right, and he
supposed to.
Right, but he's on my case about my orange juice. So, and that's the... And
we're talking about water.
Throw it out.
We're talking about water.
But no, one of the things, and the reason why I say that is because for somebody who thinks about losing weight and haven't mentally gotten there, it's always fearful when somebody's like, hey, you got to get rid of your orange juice. Hey, you can't have bacon. Hey, you can't do this. And it seems like everything is a punishment.
It's not really a punishment.
I wasn't asking you. You're not the professional.
No,
you're not. No one said Miles on you.
Shut up.
But
I was talking to Debora or Colin.
Okay.
It does my moderation, though. I mean, I hear what you're saying. You mentioned water. Water is a big thing that a lot of us don't do. That's one of my biggest things I have to with my clients. Because a lot of people don't like drinking water.
How much water a day should a person have?
How much water do I have, or how much water should a person have?
Do you have? You look like you have an ounce per pound.
I have about a gallon and a half of water a day.
So that's was that 175 ounces?
Don't ask me to do math.
See, you ask me right now, and I can't even tell you right this second. But it's supposed to be conditioned to your body weight.
Body weight.
Yeah, to the body weight. I can't tell you what the number is right now, but unfortunately I can't. But you do want to have a nice amount. It's usually more than what we want to have. I mean, if you're getting 8 glasses of water, you're doing very good. I'll put it that way.
And that's 64 ounces.
And most
or
of the
more,
time,
but if you can do more than that.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. But you were saying, because it's important.
I was going to say, and most of the time, when we think we're hungry, we're actually thirsty.
Exactly.
For water.
Exactly.
Nope, I just want a burger. Do they make burger waters?
And the coffee's not considered when you're trying to get your water in. Coffee's not a part of it.
Wow.
Tea is not a part of it. You need water.
Right.
Straight water.
And sometimes people don't like water. Look at what I do, because you look at my water and think I may have something in it. You may think it's tequila or anything, because I have mint in there. I have a couple slices of cucumbers. I have a couple slices of lemon, just to make if that's what you need. I don't really need that, but I just like it in there. 'Cause I don't mind drinking water. But you need to drink water, and I'm gonna go a little further. Again, this is my functional medicine side of me. Is that some people will put just a little bit of salt.
Yeah.
And when I say salt, iodized salt. Because we do need that in our body. And let me give you a quick example. If you go to the hospital and you're dehydrated,
Saline.
they can saline. Saline has what it has salt.
Salt.
Because if you drink just regular water, sometimes you could wash out the rest of your electrolytes with just straight water. But you got to get somebody to start where they are. You got to start person where they are. But then you can add different things to it to make sure you have your electrolytes and keep those.
I mean,
love it.
But I think it becomes hard. Like, take for instance, when my mother first caught cancer, she started smoking cigarettes that day she found out, right? And I used to beg her to stop smoking like years before that happened, right? And it's amazing how we want to change things once we get sick. When we can do all the preventions ahead of time. I think it's a part of false information. You know what I mean?
What?
And I also believe that people don't want to heal themselves until the doctor say,
Well, one of the things you talk about, all things health. So I was a cigarette smoker for 18 years. It does take someone to say your life is on the line. It really does. And, some people don't believe in addiction and things like that, but you need that hardcore message.
Right.
The majority of the people. One of the things that I find often is like men seem more disciplined than women do when it comes to weight loss and being focused. Do you find that in your profession?
When it comes to actually doing it, it does. When it comes to being healthy, no.
I'm about to ask how many times women came in there was very delusional on how big they were. They're like, I'm not that big. And you're like, yeah, you are.
Well, yeah, that's happened.
Yeah.
That's happened.
What's your point?
My point is, it goes back to my thing of when you asked about that. Women, they don't want to have the accountability of doing that and have expectations, because women, a lot of women think with expectations, right? And then when you are challenged with those expectations that you need to lose weight, they're like, I don't know if I want to do that. I don't know if I want to go to the gym.
And that's why I said it seems like in my own personal life that I found that once men put their mind to what they need to do and that they're going to start a workout regimen or they're going to stop eating certain things, like a man can have chicken breasts every day. You know, throw some barbecue sauce on it, and
you don't need the barbecue sauce though. No
Because I got barbecue
you
sauce
keep
and
adding
sugar.
the extra stuff.
What do you just have a plain chicken breast with no seasoning?
So no, you should have seasoning, but there's other options. I mean,
yeah, that's something. Other good seasons, herbs, a lot of different herbs.
Yep.
Table blend.
Some of those are okay, but you're still in the process a lot of times with those. But if you get into real herbs, and those really aren't that bad.
At all.
Once you know the right seasons you want to put in your food, good old garlic and onions,
delicious,
cilantro, and all of those different ones.
Like I'm trying to tell a friend to put onions and garlic in some tea so they can be better within 14 to 16 hours. They still ain't did it. So I think I'm sorry, Shan.
I figured he was talking about you.
No, you want to talk about me?
I was talking about
Everything
you.
don't work for everybody.
Garlic and onion work for everybody. I'm sorry.
It does do a lot.
It worked for everybody. Garlic and onion would take care of that cold.
So for both of you, when you're going through your weight loss journey, what does a meal look like? What does your daily process of your meal look like?
I used to say protein. Protein was one of the things we really have to get a good handle on.
But what is protein? Most people don't understand what protein is.
Proteins are there are nuts as our proteins.
There you go.
You have meats, of course, as proteins.
I think that's the least. I think meats have the less protein in it. Meat have the least protein.
Meat has a nice amount of protein.
I was talking a scoop of real peanut butter got more protein than a steak. That's what I was talking. I don't know.
Okay. I didn't come to debate, but
it's not.
But I mean, it's a lot of different things that we do hear about that. Peanut butter is good. Eggs are good. A lot of times, what I have in the mornings, I might have 2 boiled eggs.
Ooh.
I have 2 boiled eggs, and I have a little slice of cheese. Not always. I mean, sometimes I will have, like you said, pancakes, and I will sometimes have a piece of bacon with my pancakes.
A piece. I'm having a pack.
Not do like egg whites.
I'm having a pack.
But you remember at one point when they talked about eggs wasn't good for you. Remember when it was? So it really does take watching the research. So and watching the research to see different things with us, because it does evolve over time.
Most definitely.
So what's a meal like, or your daily eating habits like?
You just said some chicken.
He having chicken breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I'm sorry.
Okay, so here's the thing. I don't want to scare anybody because I've been doing this for 8 years now.
Okay.
But what I will say is I have one cheat meal a week. And I mean, it could be whatever I want. It's going to be pizza typically because I love pizza. So I'll have a pizza on a Saturday at like 2:00. I'll have a medium-sized pizza. I'll just eat it. I'll be done with it. You know what I mean? I'll just enjoy it. Get my ranch. Oh yeah, I'll eat it. I'll eat it.
Up to yourself.
But throughout the course of the week, my breakfast is oatmeal, banana, blueberries. My lunch is chicken, vegetables, an apple, probably like a fiber bar. I'll drink 1.5 gallons of water, and my dinner is going to be fish and vegetables, and maybe I might have a couple of Reese's at the end of the day. And then you brush your teeth and you're done. So I stop eating by 4:30. I don't eat again until 8:30 the next morning. So give my body 16 hours.
He's very disciplined, and most people aren't quite that disciplined.
Right.
I applaud you for that, but most people aren't that disciplined. What he mentioned as far as eating is good is what he talked about. Because when he mentioned when he was eating, you could look at, me mentally was looking at how much sugar he was having. And that's our biggest problem, really, is with the sugar.
So let's talk about the sugar. I happen to have somebody who hates sugar in my life, and I have to hear about it every day. So
that's a good person to have in your life.
I mean, but like, okay, so when we talk about sugar, not only are we talking about chocolate and candy and things of that nature, but we're also talking about a
lot of
starch.
Sugars. Yeah.
What are things that have sugar outside of my orange juice?
Just about everything.
Right. So what are you
Just about it.
What are we doing better? We say, Rhea said, Colin inspires me. I'm going to do better. That's what's up. I guess that's the point. But what type of sugary things do you keep people away from? All of it?
I want to say all of it. But, I mean, again, we've been conditioned to have sugar. We've been conditioned to have a lot of processed foods. And going back for a moment, what we had talked about as far as sometimes it takes something to happen in your life before you decide to get healthy. That's not always the case. Mm-hmm. What happens is what you're taught when you're younger.
Right.
And that's what I really work on, is because I know that when I teach, I won't say teach a mother, because if I teach a mother or father, now I'm educating the family.
Right.
Because once they're going to teach your children.
There you go.
And we really starts from that. I'm the oldest one in the group. I'm gonna say that here because I know I ain't by looking at you all beautiful faces.
Oh, thank you.
You're not as old as Miles is. I can promise you. Don't even do that to yourself.
Really, it's like she just cut her beard this morning.
The reason I say that, I remember. I'm aging myself a little bit. I remember when McDonald's became a big thing. Mm-hmm. So I was used to eating home cooking always. So McDonald's was a treat to us. And so a lot of times they were smaller.
Right.
But then as processed food became about you, then you had McDonald's, you had Wendy's, you had Burger King, all these other different places. We got used to eating that. Mm-hmm. See, I wasn't used to eating that way. But a lot of people grew up on that food. So you grew up on, and I'm going to say you, I'm looking at you, mm-hmm. But you grew up down on processed food. You grew up on those the Pops, I used to love those Frosties. Mm-hmm. But those things you grow up on, well, now you're becoming addicted to sugar. Right. But if you didn't grow up on those things, you're not addicted to sugar. So it takes an undoing, and when it takes a lot to do.
What are the things that sugar is doing to your body? And I want you to chime in as well. I want you to chime in as a professional. I want you to chime in as somebody who has a lifestyle change. Removing it. What changes do you see in a person?
Once it's removed, once the sugar's gone, oh my God, your body is more imbalanced. Part of the issues, and people always think that if you just but changing your diet is a big part. Because one thing I have with a few people is that they thought they could, you can't, and I know he can attest to that, you can't outwork a bad diet. Mm-hmm. And people oftentimes think that if I just work out, I can eat whatever I want. If I just work, no, you can't. And no matter how you look at it, you can go back and forth, you cannot outwork out a bad diet. So getting a good diet will help. And then what that does is help balance your hormones. Mm-hmm. That's a big deal with hormones, and we'll touch on that too. Balancing your hormones, then you can lose weight. Oops, I'm sorry.
So, for you?
Well, I'll say this too, that you have to eliminate a great deal of sugar, mm-hmm. but our body still needs a little bit of sugar. Mm-hmm. I mean, we can't go completely without any sugar. So that's where you're going to have the fruit, right? The natural, mm-hmm. like you mentioned earlier, mm-hmm. natural sugar. Peanut butter. Mm-hmm. You got to be careful with peanut butter because it does have a pretty good amount of calories in it. Mm-hmm. But you do want to have some bit of sugar. However, as I would like to do, going to McDonald's, getting all those hot cakes and the blizzards and the McFlurries. And, mm-hmm. What's up with the McDonald's breakfast? Why is it so good?
I don't know. I only do a chicken biscuit if I have to grab something. Well, I never was a McDonald's hot cake and sausage person. Well,
I was.
That was too much.
And I'll tell you what else. I'm a sweets person too, so I really have to be careful. But that's why I exercise so much, and I set goals for myself. Like this summer, I had a goal of hitting 50,000 steps in one day.
Oh, wow.
That was good.
So I did that July 7th. I accomplished that, 50,212 steps.
How did you pull that off?
Thank you very much. It was constant movement. I mean, I started at 3 a.m., so I went to the gym. I did about an hour and a half on the treadmill, and then I took a nap, woke back up about 6 o'clock, moving. I mean, I was done by about midnight, but I was constantly, I just devoted the entire day. I was like, all right, this is my job for the day. And I was like, I'm going to get it done. Because I kept getting close. I was like 47,000, 48,000. I was like, let me just push through and get to the 50.
I know if our downtown was like other people downtowns, you can walk about 25 to 30,000 steps during the time period. Because I did it in Philly for like 3 days straight, and when I came back, I was exhausted, but I felt good, and I was able to walk around. But I got to take my medicine before I make that kind of feat because of my feet. I got gout, and I'd be looking up. I wouldn't be able to walk. But one of our viewers has Miss Debora. Are you a nutritionist?
No, I'm not. I'm a nurse practitioner.
Okay.
And that's an interesting question that you mentioned that, because in my practice I did have to learn a nice amount about food. So I do not claim to be a nutritionist, but I do know a nice amount about food. And a lot of times that when you go to different people and different doctors, they'll tell you lose weight, exercise, lose weight, but they don't tell you how. Right. But I'm gonna say this in their defense, because again I work with a lot of doctors, is they've learned a lot. So I would say never take anything away from them. But they did not learn nutrition. And even with nursing. As nurses, when I was finished up nursing school, I had an elective class to take. And when I chose the class, my class was nutrition. They canceled the class.
They had said on the document that the average doctor they only require a doctor to take a nutrition class, a 2-hour nutrition class once every 4 years.
That I can't say because I'm not sure what the requirements are. But I will say they know a lot. Don't get me wrong. I know we'll never take away from a lot of doctors. I work with a lot of good doctors, but nutrition is a whole different by itself. So I'm so happy to see nutritionists getting the due that they have now, because it is.
So why they don't allow that? I mean, I'm not asking you a question because I'm not really asking questions because I don't know. Why they don't allow like holistic doctors and nutritionists for your insurance? Why you got to seek outside of the insurance factor?
And I'm happy that you asked that, because I was going to ask, because somebody mentioned in the comments about how expensive it is to get someone to help you when you're not as disciplined as this gentleman right here. Are your services covered through insurance?
Nope.
No.
And you're right, because we're a cash-based business as well, and it is challenging because a lot of the now I'm gonna be censored because I'm
we can say whatever we control our media.
A lot of what I want to say, insurance companies, they don't really pay, they don't pay for you to really be healthy.
No.
And I guess a lot of times on work, and that's me want to be a change agent for our community. So you're gonna see me talking to other people. If you have recommendations of people for me to talk with, we gotta advocate for our own health. I commend you, young man, for what you're doing, because a lot of people don't do that. He's very disciplined. You're
very disciplined.
And she called me a young man, so I appreciate that.
You
Thank
are
you.
young. You're the baby of the girl.
You're the baby. At least you look like you're the baby.
You're a little older, but you're the baby.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you.
This young man said 35. I heard that last night. I was like, I'm going to jail.
35.
I'll tell you what, these gray hairs that I'm
like
developing.
the ladies. I got shoes. No, I don't.
I got shoes 35.
No, I don't. But I commend you for doing it, and definitely, I would definitely love to purchase your book and just talk to other people about it, because we have to advocate for our own health.
So
and that's what we don't really do.
Yes, we do.
And insurance companies are trying to do that for us.
No, not at all. One of the things, since we mentioned the book again, we want to encourage people to buy, right? That's why you got them here.
Absolutely.
So without giving away.
You as well.
Huh?
You as well.
All right. So
she just a cheesing.
I don't know.
Good, touch her one more time. She don't melt in that chair.
No.
Clean up on aisle 6.
So we don't want. Oh, you said you as well. I gotta buy it. Is that what
I'm saying? You want to encourage people.
Encourage people to buy the book. So without telling them what the book is about, what is the focus? Like, get us hype about this. Losing for good.
Yeah, so the focus really boils down to my journey, my personal journey, what I went through from finding out about the size I was to what I did about it to how I've maintained it. And it's a guide. I mean, it's dedicated to men, specifically to black men is really why I wrote it. Kind of like a love letter to black men, talking about why it's important that we take care of our mental and physical health.
Definitely.
And all things are correlated with health. I mean, mental, physical, financial, it all relates to each other. And the book was released actually last year, so I did a little bit of promotion with it. I've been to Kansas City, Tulsa, Oklahoma City, spoke here in Detroit, Cincinnati. So I have gotten around a little bit.
You speaking tonight, right?
I'm speaking on Saturday at Ford Field.
We're gonna just stop.
Oh, that's right, because that's the men's health. Yeah,
that's the men's health. So I'll be the special featured speaker at noon at Ford Field, sharing my story again. There's the flyer. Thank you so much.
Right. So we have the men's or the Michigan Men's Health event on Saturday, September 20th. It's going to be from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the amazing Ford Field. You're going to meet the author, Mr. Colin Mays, and you're going to be speaking at noon, right?
That's right.
There's a QR code up there for any of you guys who are watching who know how to QR on a QR. I never get that. My phone will pop up a QR code, and I'll be like, well, how do I get it? But if you guys could just order and scan the book. Is this available on Amazon as well?
The book is available on my website, www.colinmays.com. Definitely got to put the 2 L's in there. My mama put the 2 L's in, so everybody got to put the 2 L's in. COLLINMAYS.com. And I dedicated the book actually to my dad. My dad passed away about a month prior to the book coming out, so I was able to go to the publisher and get it printed out. So I dedicated it to my dad. And
love that. Very handsome man. Now, when you say you wrote a love letter to black men, why is it so important for men to talk to men about their health, spiritual and physical health?
Really, because we're leaving before our time. I mean, the statistics show that the average life expectancy for men is really, I want to say 68 years old, and continues to fall. So, we're barely getting to retirement age, and I want to enjoy my retirement.
That's right. And they show the black men life expectancy is usually 5 years less than white men.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's true. And so much of it, of course, stress, other conditions that are maybe difficult to control, but we have to do the best job we can do to make sure that we get our activity. I encourage everyone to really take 45 minutes to an hour a day to be physical. Do some physical activity.
Wow.
If it's not the elliptical for you, do the row machine.
The row machine, it just got worse.
Do some biking.
The biking's fine, but because the funny part about the row machine, I do go to the gym. I am one of those people you spoke on. If I just work out, I can eat whatever I want. So I am part of that tribe. But I was getting the solicitations through social media for the row club over in Royal Oak, and you watching people do it, and I'm like, I can do that. Like, just roll up, roll back. Man, I went to Planet Fitness because I do have a Planet Fitness membership as well, and that row machine was hard. After 5 minutes, I was like, the bike it is. I can do the bike. I can do the elliptical for about 15 minutes. I think that's my max. But I do understand the point of people being physical. I don't think we're moving and walking and shaking as much as we should.
A lot of times it's just time, and
time.
We have to make time a lot, and that's we come into that teaching. And again, it's just making time to do that. And what I usually tell people is that start out slow, because if you're not, and you mentioned a point with my men, they are more, how can I say, adamant about when it comes to working out.
Yes,
that I'm noticing
absolutely.
with my women. Now, but when it comes to health-wise, my women are more adamant with keeping you all healthy than when I talk about, going to the doctor, getting different tests and things like that. That should be a whole other show I can speak on with you.
I mean, we can.
I love my black men. I love the men, but we got to get y'all together.
I mean, we weren't trained children to even look out for ourselves, to even clean ourselves properly. I tell people, women, y'all got breasts, y'all got private area that need to be tended to often. You know what I mean? We shake right on roll. Y'all got to do more than that, right? When it comes to keeping yourself up, and y'all are taught about your bodies at a very young age. Men are not, and it's crazy, but it's just the truth. And, we don't even know how to clean our private parts properly until our girlfriend be like, I got a bacterial infection. And you're like, what? I ain't done it to nobody and shit. But really, men have fungus on their penis. And most men don't know. It's sad.
Hey, you got to speak for yourself on that one.
No.
I ain't going to co-sign on that.
I mean,
but we can teach you all.
He had a dad. His dad taught him how to peel it back and watch it out.
I mean, but everybody don't have that. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Everybody is not like that. And most men, I'm trying to tell you, I'll be like, bro, we don't learn how to clean ourselves. I'm lucky I had a mother that taught me how to clean myself. But everybody don't have that. My mother, boy, put that little thing back there, that's skin. Wrench it out. But
I mean, there's a lot of things you mentioned to that, and that again, I would definitely love to come back again and talk more about that, because some men, when it comes to like prostate exams, that they don't want to get prostate, or I've met a couple of men that did not want to have a colonoscopy. Because they didn't want somebody, there, so to speak.
Right.
You get a colonoscopy, you don't even know somebody's been there because you sleep when it happens.
Oh, okay.
But
Colin's too young to know. You got 5 years to worry about it, right?
Oh, that's right, Colin.
Yeah, that's right.
Right. But I mean, but little things like that. But it does take men in your life to teach you that. So you're right. If you don't have the men there to teach you that, how would you?
I'm not gonna lie. I was afraid when I had my first one. It's not just the men, but it had to be done.
Oh yeah,
it had to be done.
Because we don't have a choice.
Especially when you're not putting clean things in your bodies.
Very true.
Because I think like you develop stomach issues and things that they need to take a look at. More so when you're eating unhealthy and putting all the heavy stuff on you.
Right. But we gotta hold it for a minute. We're about to go to the break. Y'all are watching the Rise and Grind Morning Show right here on Podcastic. We'll be right back. We talking about all about health.
All about health.
We have Miss Curtis here, and we got Mr. Mays here. We're having a good time with Lake, I guess. All right, we'll be right back. Hey ladies, Walk-In Friday, Summer Edition. $50 Brazilian wax, $20 brow wax, and a whole lot more. 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call 248-910-3537. Friday, October 3rd, the Posters is going down. Doors open at 6 p.m., red carpet at 7 p.m. Sean P. Entertainment presents the Big Comedy Show November 1st at the International Institute. Call for tickets 313-433-8384.
So I'm gonna be like Queen Latifah and these bitches set it off. I ain't risking my life for no $2,000. You got $1 million in the hood. Somebody gonna fuck around and rob that motherfucker. You see a bitch, then smack a bitch.
Are you an indie podcast or content creator looking to reach a wider audience? Look no further. Introducing Podcastic, the ultimate podcast network designed exclusively for indie creators like you. At Podcastic, we believe in the power of unique voices and fresh perspectives. We're here to amplify your passion and creativity, connecting you with the growing community of engaged listeners who crave original content. Podcastic is more than just a platform. It's a support system built for indie podcasters, offering a range of resources to help you succeed. From tailored promotional campaigns to professional production assistance, we're here to help you shine. Our intuitive platform makes it easy for you to be seen and heard. We do all the heavy lifting for you. You just show up and create. Plus, with our advanced analytics, you'll gain valuable insights into your audience's preferences, allowing you to refine your content and grow your fan base. Ignite your passion, expand your reach, and thrive with podcasting. Visit our website at www.podcasticlife.com to get started. Podcasting, the home for indie podcasts and content creators.
Man, today was rough.
What's wrong?
I'm struggling.
Figure it out. Because taking you off child support, that is not an option.
Loan application has been denied.
Come on, there gotta be something you can do.
Your repayment history on past loans is just too inconsistent. I'm afraid there's nothing I can do.
Daddy! Daddy!
She tells all of her children that they must solve problems. She explains the power and the dynamic that she carries throughout life, the impact that she holds in this world. She Can Too by Amy Apparel. She can run. She can hoop. She can lead. She can love. There are not many things that she can't do. But one thing's for sure. Her power is unapologetic, and her work is relentless. On August 31st, Amy Apparel drops She Can Too.
I should have stood up a little bit. What's going on, people? All this time I've been feeling short. Am I in the camera? I'm in camera. Hey, what's going on, fam? We are back from commercial break, and it's your girl, Lake B Everywhere. I am going to tell you guys about a few things we have going on in the city. I didn't do much research, so you have to forgive me, but there are some amazing things that's going on in the amazing city of Detroit. So tonight, we have the Common Sneak Preview at Bill Owl. It's going on from 5:30 to 8 o'clock. Food trucks, DJs. What Bill Owl is doing is they're doing a presentation to show the citizens or our city all the changes that they have coming up. So they're hosting a free event so you can see some of the new landscaping and things that they are going to be doing on the city or on the island of Bill Owl for 2026 and 27. So you can come out there tonight. We also have Easter Market After Dark this week, which is going to be on Thursday, which happens to be the same night that Ms. Debora is hosting her event, Life, Love, and Connection, with a Virgo Vibe celebration. I know a lot of Virgos out there that's going to love this. And what's cool about it that they have happy hour from 4 to 6, and then the celebration is going to be from 5 to 9. That's at the Next Level Wellness Center, right?
No, that's that's in my company.
Oh, it's at Smalls.
That's Smalls. He's new.
Okay.
He's not new, but the
Smalls
venue's
is new. Really?
Yeah.
So this is in Bingham Farms? Mm-hmm. 30100 Telegraph Road. That'll be real nice. So you guys can hit that up at 4 o'clock for happy hour. We love to be happy. And then we have Easter Market After Dark, and that's going until like 11 o'clock on Thursday. We also have some great things coming up with the Michigan Men's Health event, and it's going to be Saturday, September 20th at Ford Field from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. This amazing author that we have today as our guest is going to be talking about his book, Losing It for Good, and it's the ultimate guide to men's health. You guys need to check this young man out. What else we got going on? What's some of the things that I have going on in my life? Because y'all know I'm always into something. This is the Constitution Day week at the Detroit Historical Museum. We have some behind the scenes tours coming up, including Whiskey Wednesdays. So we will be doing Whiskey Wednesdays at the Detroit Historical Museum almost every week to take you guys through a walk at the Detroit Whiskey Factory, which is over on Gratiot. Mm-hmm. Remember, they have the mural festival still going on. It's time for us to highlight the art that's around the city of Detroit. The Easter Market has their own, which is also starting tonight. And the murals in the market. So you can go to @Murals in the Market, and their festival is the 15th through the 22nd, highlighting those amazing artists we have in the city. On the 21st, which is this weekend, we have the Detroit Vegan Fair and Foodie Fair. So, to our point today, when you want to learn how to eat to live, shout out to my girl Q from the kitchen, who prides herself off of teaching how to teach people how to eat well while it tastes good. The Vegan Fest is one of the best places that you can go to really get ideas about menu items and things that you may want to introduce into your diet. Anything else that's going on, we can always talk about it. You know, I'll tell you guys, we have some amazing stuff. Cider in the City is coming up. You know, we have football games going up. Shout out to the Detroit Lions.
Shout out to the Lions. Came back and roared.
We came back and roared this weekend, and we continue on doing so. We have a couple of more Tigers. The Tigers play tonight. They're doing the 16th through the 21st, so you can catch those well, not really the last few games, but I think we're coming up on the World Series around this time, right? Mm-hmm. And don't forget about the Detroit Football Club. They are over in Hamtramck having a ball. They have another game coming up on the 28th. That's right in Hamtramck, and that's soccer, y'all. Like I said, we have some of the amazing things that's going on in Campus Martius. Mm-hmm. Tonight is Trivia and Tacos. This is the last night to go hang out for Taco Tuesday. And then they're going to be celebrating Kids Day down at Campus Martius on Sunday. We're going to be celebrating the Shape of the World at Beacon Park. That goes into October 5th. And then we have all the campus marches, little boo bash is coming up because it's that time of year, y'all. And that's going to be on October 5th. I'll have more things for you as the time go by. But holler at your girl. Make sure, though, since we have our guest here, on September 18th, and on September 20th. And if I'm not mistaken, last night I said you had another event coming up next Wednesday, right?
At Detroit Parent Network on September the 24th. There it is right there.
There we go. I can't see that far. I don't have my glasses on.
I'm going to be speaking at Detroit Parent Network, talking about nutrition, my health story, and really talking about the importance of trying to combat childhood obesity, talking to parents directly. And, unfortunately, there's such a stigma when you see an overweight child, you think that it's the parent's fault. And that's not the case, because there's so many things, so many different factors that are at play.
Yeah.
And let me tell you what, if your young person, your child, your niece, your nephew wants to get their hands on some M&Ms like I did, they're going to get their hands on some M&Ms, okay?
Was you going to give it to them?
I'm still going to get my hands on some M&Ms if I want some. But we're going to talk about the ways that parents can really work to address childhood obesity.
Well, since we have you here and you gonna be talking about that, I know we have a lot of parents that are listening right now. What are some of the things that parents can take notice to? And I'm asking because when my son was around 10 years old, I was told that he was chubby, he was obese, this, that, and the other, and I just really looked at him as being chubby. He's going through a phase. He's not really fat. He was like, now that I look at it, he had the cutest little chipmunk face. But now that he's stretching out, he's becoming more of a man, and he wasn't obese. He has a great metabolism. So sometimes parents get offended.
Yes. Oh, definitely. I understand that. I mean, you got to think about it like this. When you're a child, you're going through so many changes in your body. And, you're going through so many adjustments, even at school. You're navigating friendships. You're navigating what it means to be a child. What are some of your interests? What are some things that you love? I loved wrestling as a kid and Power Rangers. So, you go through different phases, things that you like. You're getting into your teenage years. You're getting more attracted to other things. So, there are a lot of different components when it comes to being a child. So we're going to talk about that for parents. And, being addicted to food, as I would say, is no different than if you were addicted to another substance, potentially alcohol or drugs.
I'm happy you brought up alcohol. Do you, Ms. Debora, do you work with children?
I don't.
Okay.
I'm familiar with them, and some things I do talk to them about, but I don't work with children.
Okay. So one of the things that I wanted to bring up, because alcohol is one of my favorite things in the whole wide world.
Stop it.
We're just not going to be friends after this show. But where do you see the alcohol playing? I know for obvious reasons alcohol is not overall good for your health.
Sure.
But where does it fall when it comes to the weight?
It adds on pounds. Alcohol is sugar. And I hear people have conversations. They talk about, well, if I drink this, opposed to this, it all metabolizes in the body's carbs. It turns into sugar.
I personally do not partake in alcohol. I don't partake in any drugs. I don't smoke, anything like that. But I have seen people that do enjoy drinks, of course in moderation, but if it's constantly, you're really, really damaging your body. And I just saw a reel yesterday from a physician that said after 40, you need to stop smoking and drinking. I mean, everything. Like after 40, it's almost, you're getting to the point where you can't reverse some of the things that you've done. So, when you're talking about longevity, our body's not really meant to consume all that. So,
but the average person does, and we know that a lot of us tend to do so.
Right.
But it needs to be in moderation. I mean, even when I talk with a lot of my clients, and again, when I mention the GLP-1s, as I do, most of my patients right now are on the GLP-1s. All of them are not, but I say that because a lot of them are. And one thing that it does, it really does help with a lot of different things. It helps with decreasing heart disease. Now they're treating it for kidney failure as well. Now, not just preventing kidney failure, preventing not so much once they already have it. Diabetes, decreased stroke, heart attack, and it makes a big difference when it comes to that. What I tell a lot of my clients is that when they're on the GLP-1s, you tend to drink less. Believe it or not.
Drink less alcohol?
You don't want to drink it as much because it decreases your eating, but it decreases your desire for alcohol. And I can attest to that because when I was taking it, I realized I didn't want to drink at all. I do like a lemon drop sometimes, don't get me wrong.
Now, do you help assist people? Because one of the side effects that I always heard with GLP-1s, am I saying that correctly, is kidney, it affects the kidney.
That is a very small percentage.
Okay.
It's a small percentage when it comes to that. And people have to be told on what to do. Because I work with some doctors as well that they either don't want to write the medication because they have to do it like pre-authorizations and things like that if they're trying to get it paid for by the insurance. And then just knowing what to do afterwards. Constipation is one of the big side effects they talk about as well. But if we teach people what to do with that, you know what the side effects will be, what the standard ones will be, the most common ones, the one's constipation, and then you teach them what to do so you don't have that. And a lot of times I come up with, we talked about with water.
Well, I was going to say, if you're drinking enough water, it shouldn't be a problem.
Water.
So a lot of things that comes along with that. But just doing that, and what we had mentioned to you, had mentioned to me earlier about functional medicine and what the insurances will pay for a minimum or standard labs. Some of the labs that we really need to be looking at, the insurance don't pay for. And that's why, and that's why it costs. Somebody had mentioned, you said, I asked about why does it cost so much, because now you have to pay for someone's other labs. Example, if it's a thyroid, they do a TSH, but you use the one was called a free T3, free T4, reverse T3. Those really let you know what your thyroid's doing.
Okay, how do you know that a person is not just having like a thyroid issue of those nature? Because sometimes some people can't lose the weight.
A lot of times it's lab tests. You need to see what a person's labs, and that's what their labs look like. Because a lot of times we feel good, but that's why we always have to at least once a year doctor's appointments, go see what your labs look like, and just see what's going on with your body. Because a lot of times things are, I'm gonna say festering. That's one of the best way to put it. But some things are already started before it manifests. A good example, they say 80 and like 88%, 87% of people in the United States are pre-diabetic. Well, you don't find that unless you get your lab test done. And it's a 5.2. 5.2 is fine, but this is 5.4, and that's considered pre-diabetic. Well, like Colin, what he does, if you do nothing, you're going to the doctor and say, 5.6. Well, that's pre-diabetic. That's like either you're pregnant or you're not. You're going to be a diabetic if you don't do anything. So you have to work on doing that. You still may feel fine, but your body's already changing and realizing that we're close to being diabetic before you realize all of the changes that you see when you're actually diabetic.
So you started your walk about 10 years ago, right?
10 years ago.
So you were fairly young.
Yeah, I was like 25, 26.
So that's difficult for a lot of people because that's during a time where you're partying at your best. You just became an adult. You could do what you want. So people like to indulge in the things that you say you don't indulge in. Did it start off, or did you have some kind of spiritual guidance? Like, are you a spiritual person, meditating and things of that nature to help you get through? Because a lot of young people don't know like the key to having that discipline.
Right.
Or do you just believe in yourself?
You know what it was? It was the reason why any man would do anything. It was over a woman. It was over a babe. So I was interested in a certain woman, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get her attention, and that was a big spark for it. Yeah, that was a big spark for it, of course.
So how'd that work out?
Well,
I was gonna say, did you get the girl?
When I was halfway through the process, I wanted another one. So
See, that's what we talked about, that confidence, right? That's what that confidence thing.
And by the time I ended, I ain't want neither one of them. They wanted me though, and that's all I needed. That was the point, right? At the end of the day, you wanted them to call up like, "Hey, Colin." Nah, Michael B. Jordan. Like, when I was in high school, you didn't want me.
Was that Mike Jones song?
Right, back then.
But no, but it really did boil down to I made a decision. I said I could either keep living the way I am and probably not make it to 50.
Right.
And I wanted to have being a dad and a husband is important to me, and I want to do that one day, and I want to be able to leave a legacy. So all things just started thinking about what does the future look like, and if I'm not healthy, then let's just be honest. I'm not going to be around.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to be able to live the best life possible. So
I love the fact that you're young and you know that you have this focus and things you want to do. Did that come from having your dad in your life?
It's crazy because I know a lot of people don't have, both parents in their lives, but I couldn't even imagine not having a dad. I couldn't imagine growing up without a dad. I don't. Yeah,
I mean, that's a beautiful thing, because I think it's also part of the key of getting people to where they want to be. Like when you have certain support, or you're able to see certain things with your own eyes. Like for you to say, I also decided that I wanted to be a good husband and a good father. I have to be able to get there. You have to be able to see that to want to replicate that type of lifestyle, and then that motivates you in a different way. And I think a lot of young people, that's part of the things they do not see when you're in your 20s and you're having a ball. You're not preparing to be there for your grandchildren, because you're just not thinking that I want to be a husband and a father, and in order to do so, I have to make sure I do X, Y, and Z. Well, my body I found out fairly early when we're talking about things health that they wanted to take my ovaries prior to having my first son or my only child, and that was at 27. There wasn't any information out there to get healthier, to change your lifestyle. People wasn't even, at that time at 27, which now is almost 20 years ago, people wasn't even talking about the healing factors of fruits, vegetables, and what you put in your body, and maybe it can reverse some things. And then at 27, I was just more so devastated, because it was like they gave me a death sentence. Like, it's a possibility that you won't have a legacy. As great as you are, you won't be able to reproduce.
Wow.
And I let it play a factor in my life for 5 years, just playing it over and over in my head, what I wasn't going to be able to do, and wasn't focused enough to know that there was things that I could have put in place at a younger age to make sure that I had the family,
Right.
So it's definitely something that should be spoken on and talked to, especially in a younger generation when you're getting out of college or even in high school, so you can start developing those wants, those things in your life, I
think you should start before then.
Start before high school? I mean, if you have a good person in your life, or a good parent, like, parents should start their children off eating healthy.
Like, I think that's one of the main reasons why they were trying to shut down the Nation of Islam back in the 60s, because they was really high on how to eat to live, and it was crazy. That's the main part why they really kept the Nation of Islam, like, try to silence them and like disappoint people, because their diet protocol is way more important than their religious protocol, and most people don't understand that. And when it's a whole lot of things that went on in Detroit, like the whole Elijah Muhammad bringing fresh fish into the country. That whole Babylon doc, that was the Nation of Islam doc. And most people didn't know that, right? So while we up here, I used to call them when I was in my dumb stage. I said, "Y'all fools! Y'all up here selling fruit." Anyway, y'all been selling fruit and pies and stuff. And my brother was like, "Hey man, they sell fish, bro. They sell fresh fish. You know what I mean?
Fish used to be good,
and it be good, right?" and so it's a lot of things like the church was supposed to do that they did not. The church failed our community in a lot of ways, especially about their health. You know what I mean? Like, Big Mom's supposed to be big. Like, everybody's supposed to have, lose their limbs. That's crazy to me. Like, everybody Big Mom was big.
Oh my goodness! As you mentioned, I have a you'll see it at one of my contents, and it talks about grandmothers and what grandmothers look like today.
Yeah,
it's different.
Totally different.
It's different.
And it saddens me to think that this is what we push on our children. We mad how they came out. We be mad like our children don't listen. I mean, but you be thinking like, who want to be like grandma and find out she got to get her leg cut off because she got diabetes?
Well, the crazy part is, like, collectively taking health by the reins or seriously is a community or a village thing. Yeah. One of the things that I dealt with, I was working corporate America. I just didn't have time, so I'm trying to raise a son by myself. I needed help. Well, only the parent care about really cooking for the kid every day. You know what I'm saying? The grandparents don't care. You know what I'm saying? We hit McDonald's every day. I just started buying McDonald's stock for my son. Like, so I'm like, I don't know, because I can't control what he eats when I can't be there, you know, and even though you're like, no one can ever say that my son's grandparents don't love him, you know, it wasn't a matter of that. It's like, well, you're the parent. I cooked for you every day when you were coming up, you know what I'm saying? But you had to choose career and things, you know. But now that we're both older and I was able to shift my lifestyle, I do make sure that my son gets home cooked meals.
There you go.
You know, it's just important for him to know, like, things are made with love. You know, and you have to cook for you. You can't be running out here every day taking things that people are going to give you to put in your mouth. That you can't, at least if you're home. And it may not be the most healthiest meal, you know. I let him have barbecue sauce on his chicken that I sent to school. But Korean barbecue sauce, does that make a difference? But
if we got sugar in it don't.
I know.
But it's really big for lifestyle changes. I mean, and sugar, and I know we keep talking about sugar, because let me say this, I like sugar as well. So I'm not going to sit here like I'm preaching. And like I tell my clients, and I sit there with them and talk, and I ask them, you know, what they're addicted to, because again, we're all addicted usually to something. It's like what we really like that we don't want to let go of. You know, I tell them it's a no judgment zone, because we all have ours.
Very true.
Know what they are. We all have ours.
So you already talked about the event this Thursday.
We have an event. Life, love, and connection. Yours is Saturday. Hers is Thursday.
And what this is, it's a Virgo event. It's I won't say all things Virgo, but it's definitely a Virgo event. And I do collaborations.
We're not out of Virgo season yet. Y'all just don't stop.
It's so many of
Virgos don't stop. They like, gosh, how long does this celebration go on?
Life,
it's too many.
Well, you know why it's so many
in
of us.
connection with the Virgo.
You don't know why it's so many Virgos?
Because it's Christmas babies.
Exactly.
Makeup babies. They make up babies.
And at that point, they make up babies. And at that time, we didn't have we had the internet. But, you know, you go back to my age-wise, you know, we didn't have, television cut off at 11 o'clock.
Right.
You didn't have the Facebook. You had other things that distracted you, so you didn't have too many distractions. You have a couple of them.
I have a son. My son was born on September 30th, and he's a New Year's Eve baby.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, but... So,
and Scorpios are sheep babies. Valentine's Day.
Nobody's talking to you. But anywho,
but we'll have a DJ.
No.
We'll have a DJ.
I wanted to ask you guys about social media. You know, how do you think that plays in the lives of people's health nowadays?
It's a lot of things out there. It's a lot of information out there, which is helpful because there's more information than used to be. But the problem is knowing what's the right information. What's the right information? Because they'll say you can do this, you can eat this, you can eat that. Again, you can't you can't work out a bad diet, but it's different things that they'll say you can eat, you can't eat. And I can see how people get confused because they say you can eat meat, you can't eat meat. You shouldn't eat meat, you should eat that. You shouldn't eat meat at all, you should be vegan. I mean, it's a lot of things out here that, and any of those can work if it's done the right way.
Very true.
If it's done the right way.
You wasn't even listening.
I would say I was listening. She's coming for me. What's up? Late not a morning person.
No, I'm not.
That's all right.
I like picking on you.
I don't mind at all.
It's a Western thing, y'all. Like when you told me you went to Western, it kind of like did something to me. It just kind of. I don't even know why people would do that.
When you told me you went to Central, I had the same sentiment, but I was like, I'm still gonna come on her show,
But I'm gonna go on Ria's first. Just a stinger. But so the social media, how do you think that plays when it comes to health?
Social media has really changed the game and everything, and some of it good and a lot of it not so good. So I think that when it comes to health, again, as Deborah said, you got to be really careful. You got to make sure that you're getting the proper information. Talk to someone that has gone through a journey that you're hoping to go on. Talk to someone who is a professional, and don't believe everything that you see on the internet.
Definitely don't.
But definitely make sure that you're being as proactive as possible about your health.
Yeah. I was thinking in terms of, it seems like it makes people lazier. Like you're watching people scroll more, sit more. They're allowing so many negative images and things to get into their mental that they are not even making time to do anything about their physical. One of the best things I did this past month to try to change the way I thought was downloading the audiobook file. And I noticed in these past 3 weeks that I've been on social media less. I've listened to less music. You know what I mean? Like I just want to take time out to listen. And then I started like, I think I'm gonna keep this and go back and listen to some of the books that people talk about that I haven't read yet. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, The Art of War. You know, like different things that will just get you motivated to do more throughout life, you know, because that's important. That also plays a part of your overall health. So I want to shift a little bit because you also, when we met you at the networking event, you were talking about organization, or you mentioned a little bit about your business endeavors.
For sure.
Philanthropy.
Philanthropy, yeah. So I work with a few different organizations here in the Detroit area. One of which I was talking to you about is a group called Black Leaders Detroit. And Black Leaders Detroit provides access to capital for black businesses operating in the city. They do plan to expand outside of the city, but right now, for just $1 a week, you get to become a member. So blackleadersdetroit.org. For $1 a week, $52 a year, you get the opportunity to come to exclusive events. Most of all, you get the opportunity to put dollars back in the hands of black entrepreneurs in the city. And since their inception in 2019, they've given out more than $6 million in loans and in grants. Again, zero interest loans up to $25,000, and it continues to grow based on everyday donors like us that are able to contribute. And this is really nothing that's new. The Jewish community does this with the Hebrew Free Loan. Arab community does this as well. So it's really something that we have to do to be able to really contribute and give back to black-owned businesses.
Now, if you decided to join an organization like Black Leaders Detroit, are you able to apply for the grants and things that they have available, or is it only for people on the outside of the organization that can apply?
No, if you're a member or if you're not a member, you can certainly apply to receive grants. If you're a nonprofit, you get an opportunity to receive a grant. If you're a for-profit, you get an opportunity to get a loan. So there's just so many benefits to being a member of Black Leaders Detroit. Like I said, there are exclusive events. We're working on an event right now for the men, for the fellas to come out, probably like a watches and conversation event. Maybe like barbershop talks, something that we can really engage men. They just did something for women, an entrepreneur brunch.
Okay.
So that's probably something that would be of interest to you three ladies. And
they're going to have pancakes and bacon?
No bacon. They're going to hold the bacon for me. But, it's really all about just community and really just being empowering. So
now, when it comes to community, you have this organization, but what other things are you working on? Like, how does one get to speak at Ford Field? What do you do to get a call and say, hey, we want you to speak?
People got to know you. You got to pester people. You got to stay on them. You got to meet them. You got to intimidate them. And being 6'5", you got to push and get what you want. So
that's one way to do it.
That's the only way to do it. But no, people have to know you. You got to be friendly. You got to have a friendly face. You got to be willing to just volunteer, do different things. And I spearheaded an initiative alongside my outstanding colleague Nakia Washington back in 2023 called The Soul of Philanthropy, which chronicled black giving. It was at the Detroit Historical Museum.
Right.
And it showcased black giving. So where we give, why we give, how we give. Unfortunately, mainstream media depicts African Americans often as receivers and takers and not givers, which is statistically untrue. Not just untrue from what we know, but statistically untrue. That African Americans are actually the most generous demographic in the entire country.
Oh,
of course we are.
Now it's crazy because I didn't know what philanthropy was, let alone know how to say it. And I did not know until I seen that exhibition at the Detroit Historical Museum what it meant and what it was about. I'm like, why are we pushing these amazing black people? What does that mean? You just put a flyer up there. Can we throw it back? Yes. So I can't see. I don't have my glasses on. So what we got is. So these are other services that you provide, right?
Yes.
So we have.
We do. Well, semaglutide, tirzepatide, again, that's the GLP ones we talked about, which is what go over the brand names. Oral injections for plant-based options. We do have, again, because everyone does not want to do the GLP ones, and that's understandable. You want to have options. So we do have some plant-based options that we can do as well for those who maybe want more vegan, more healthy options that way. Lipo B and Lipo C, those are like skinny shots is what they call them, but they really help for energy, metabolism, and things like that. And people like that along with the GLP ones, so sometimes once they finish, they may consider that. Now, what I do, I'm really excited about is the men and women's hormones. Because what that is hormone optimization. Again, we talked about being overweight or not being able to lose. It comes when that may be helping another show, menopause. Menopause and perimenopause. But men go through these different changes too. Men and women, we both lose estrogen and testosterone throughout our lives.
Right.
As we get older. And a lot of times, that's what's our cause of the weight gain as well, not being able to get rid of it. Because when you look at women, it's 3 main times in our life that we tend to start gaining weight. When we first have a menstrual period, when we first have a child, and then when we go through menopause. So now that's when you get the little around here in the stomach that we found, well, we can't. It's not so much as pulling back. Now that comes the hormones. And so you balance the hormones, then you can lose some of the weight as well.
Now, how does a person know where their hormonal balance is, or if that's even an issue? Do you have it tested at
a lot of times labs test. And,
okay.
And there's just a standard labs test that's not going to give you that information. Because standard labs will test standard least, so to speak. In other words, it's like, say you fill up your car. Premium gas or just regular gas? Standard, just kind of regular gas. It's going to keep moving, but to more optimally, you're looking at higher, when I say higher, more labs to really find out what's going on with your body. And a lot of times you'll know when you feel tired. You know, we feel a little lazy. We found brain fog. You know, and I'm gonna go focus where I talk about adults, low libido. You know, that comes from men. What anybody knows what that means as far as your sex drive, and that's men and women. And a lot of times when you're heavier, that could be that you lose weight, that may come back. But then again, it could be hormones. And just knowing what to do with that. And sometimes, because now they talked about, you might have heard years ago, they talked about, hormones is bad for women, it causes cancer. That's debunked, that's not actual.
Okay.
You really do need that. You need these certain hormones for our bone health, for our brain health, and also too, sex drive as well. But a lot of these symptoms that you get is oftentimes our hormones. So we do that for men and for women as well. Because men, they need some help with that as well. Colin might not pay much attention right now to that because he's still young. So he's not being funny because sometimes when it comes to me, well, you know what? That is a good question with Colin too. Because when you were were you overweight when you were a child?
Yes, I was.
Okay, so that makes a difference because that's going to be his lifestyle from now on. Am I right? Because you're so diligent. I'm so proud of you for being that way. But when you haven't been, and you have some people that weren't, picked up a little weight later on, they're not usually as diligent because they don't have the same experience.
Right.
And
to what Debora just said, what I'll say about my story, which I think does really resonate with people, is the fact that studies have shown that if you are overweight as a child, 90% of those people, maybe even more than that, are going to still be overweight as an adult. So to lose weight as you're 25, 26, or something you've never done before,
it's commendable. It's commendable. Yeah. Because a lot of times people say, well, I know I'm overweight, but my mom and my dad were overweight. Or my mom and dad had hypertension. My mom and dad had diabetes. That's your mom and dad. They don't have to be you. I mean, some genetic things can happen because of genetic lead.
Right.
But that doesn't mean 100%. You can reverse it. Because you think about your parents might have been hypertensive or said diabetic. Well, what did you eat? You ate what your parents ate. So you think about those things, and there's still other factors that still come hormonal, but a lot of those things can be changed if people just put forth the effort with someone, because it's not easy.
So one of the things we're trying to push today is eating, or not eating to live, but making a conscious effort every day to make sure that you make great decisions for your health. Colin mentioned dedicating 45 minutes to an hour every day to some kind of physical activity. Do you consider walking a physical activity?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, absolutely. You want to do something that's going to make you sweat, though. So you want to do like a vigorous walk. I see that look on your face. You're like, oh,
No, I was thinking sex, but the audience knew that.
Well, that's the physical activity as well. We'll count that.
45 minutes a day.
I wasn't gonna go there, but
I told you.
Definitely, running would be good. Not everybody can run. It takes a lot of pressure to run. We have a lot of great running groups here in the city.
Yeah.
One of them being We Run 313. Shout out to Lance and Joe. There's another one. I think it's the Run Club. A young lady named Gabrielle. She oversees that. Shout out to her. So there are a lot of different activities. Black Men Run is here in the city as well.
I seen a group of runners. It's like 100 of them. I was like, wouldn't be me. Like they look, it was some walkers in the back. I'm like, they just running around the city. But it was a beautiful thing to see. What we have going on? This is the Auntie of Comedy.
Nice. Oh, wow.
Oh, hosted by Coco on October 19th. So that is actually Sweeties Day weekend, but October 19th is usually known as Side Chick Sundays. So for those of you who are spending Saturday with your main chick, this will be a great event to go to the Aunties of Comedy, hosted by Mike Larry, who I guess is the ultimate auntie. I don't know. I don't get it. But he's also going to be the host of this year's Oscars, along with Dr. Sabrina. So, and we didn't mention that, but the Oscars tickets are on sale on October 3rd. You guys got to check me out and vote for. Oh, voting's closed, right? So pray that I won Best Podcast Host because I didn't do any advertising. But you check out the Oscars and then you check out the Aunties Comedy Show for Side Chick Sweeties Day. You guys, y'all didn't know that was a thing, huh?
I didn't know that. Let me see what my husband on that Sunday. Now,
right. Like, what we doing on the 18th and 19th? Don't be talking about, the Lions playing. I'm going to be hanging out with my boys. That's not going to happen. We're watching the game on the 19th. Actually, I'll be recuperating because we do have the Detroit Bourbon Festival that's going to be at the Detroit Historical Museum as well on the 18th of October, and I'll have more information about that later weeks. Thank you, Mark, for voting for me. That's one. I appreciate you and my mama. So guys, we are coming up to a close, but before we let you guys go, I want you to give our audience a word of encouragement and let them know how they can follow you and get in touch.
Okay. I do show Instagram. I hope they did see my flyer.
Can you throw that back up there for us?
Yeah. What I do want to, one quickie I want to mention, thank you for allowing me to say one more thing, is GLP-1s. Again, there are a lot of benefits, but what I wanted to mention is Medicaid in Michigan will pay for GLP-1s.
Okay.
So you ask your doctor. If not, you can always come to me, but you can always call me if you have questions. So some doctors are familiar with writing them, some are not, but Medicaid will pay for GLP-1.
Now, I do have a question. If the doctor is prescribing the GLP-1s, do they bring that to you and you help them manage that from there? Or
I prescribe it myself.
Okay, cool beans.
I prescribe it because nurse practitioners can, but I do assist some doctors. Some doctors do not want to really find. I'm just saying, don't want to find. Doctors have hundreds of patients, that they're monitoring. So they're trying to monitor this person for, if they're constipated or whatever. So I do work along with some of the doctors for that. But again, ours is cash based. But with the Medicaid though, I can help them along with that because you did ask if I took insurance. But that I can help them along with that.
Okay. So where can they follow you? Where can we follow you and find you?
They can call me. 248-662-5044. But I am also have my Instagram links. I don't know those immediately, so if you put that up, they can. So but they can feel free to give me a call. Yes.
So you guys, you can follow her on Instagram at nextlevel.health.wellness.
That's dash.
Is that a dash?
Oh, that's that. I'm sorry.
Okay. I'm like, I got my glasses on.
I'm older than y'all, but
it would have been a dash.
That's the email, right? It's that. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and if you want to have find out more information, give her a call at 248-662-5044. This is Miss Debora. Thank you so much for coming to talk to us and encouraging the audience to be more healthy. And this young man, one word, where can they find you?
Let me just say, I've enjoyed myself this morning. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Again, I just want to promote all things health and wellness, especially for men. this Saturday, Ford Field. I'll be speaking at noon as a special guest for the Men's Health Foundation. And then again on September 24th, which is next Wednesday, I'll be speaking at Detroit Parent Network, talking to parents and young people about childhood obesity, 5 to 7. And also want to, again, shameless plug my book. $20 to purchase, www.colinmays.com. I don't want Amazon getting any of my proceeds. Again, www.colinmays.com. And want to encourage people to purchase the book and hear my story. But also, you know, when I share my story, I have so many men that tell me that is it. I just didn't know how to articulate it. So, you know, like I said, it's a love letter to men for ourselves, you know.
I love that. I love that. And even if you are a woman, you can still buy it. It'll be a great...
I'm on the cover of it, so you can still buy it.
This one right here. 200 pounds ain't gonna stop him. So if anybody wanted to follow you or learn more about the organizations or the work that you're doing around the city, how would they do so?
Definitely, you know, LinkedIn, Colin Mays, COLLINMAYS. Got to put the 2 L's again. My mama put the 2 L's, so you got to put the 2 L's in there. Or Instagram, CFAMAYSING. My last name is Mays. I did that amazing. You see what I did there? Like,
no, I had no clue what you were even spelling. Wait a minute, everybody pull out your phones, go to search, and you're gonna spell that again. What is it?
CFAMAYSING. Look at that. I'm right there. First name. Bam.
CFAM amazing.
Yep. CF amazing.
CF.
Okay,
he's like
CF amazing.
Oh my god. So we can follow him right there.
So you can follow me there. And then Facebook. I'm at my max with 5,000 friends. However, if you send me a request, I'll move some people around. I don't even talk to some people anymore. So.
Okay, so that's perfect. So I thank you both for being here today. You both are welcome anytime you want. Just give myself or Shan a call or Miles a call and let us know you want to talk more about menopause. We want to talk about it. You got anything else coming up that the world needs to hear about? We want to talk about it. Here at the Rise and Grind in the Morning Show, we make sure that we give people their flowers, and we want to make sure that we stay informed and do things that's great for our community and one another. Guys, this has been another Happy Tuesday with me. I'm happy you tuned in. It's Lake B everywhere here on the Rise and Grind Morning Show. Miles had the boo-boo, so we'll see him tomorrow, okay? Deuces.
Rise and grind, morning show at 9:15 a.m. Monday through Friday, great conversation, guest appearances, 'cause you